Hi everybody, we are in Geneva. There it is, art history. John's off doing deliveries. See you, John. Yes indeed, we have come down here to Geneva to take a first look at the Geneva Lager Works. In there is the brand new production facility for Art History Brewing. They've allowed us to come in, take a look at what's going on, and maybe we'll see Greg Browne and his brewer Matt doing a little bit of brewing. Let's see. Cheers, let's go in and take a look. Come on. So we're inside now, and I think there's Greg. Maybe we can catch him. Oh, he's going away. I know what I have to do, and that is shut down this door. So we'll take care of doing that right over here. Down. There it goes. Got to keep everything closed here over in the Geneva production facility so you don't get people like me coming inside. Let's go and have a look in, maybe in the cooler. Once all the beer's been made, well, where do they keep it? Here in this fantastically large cooler, which is controlled over here, temperature gauges, a nice 38.1 and a 39.5. I'm not certain which is which here or why they've got two temperatures. We'll find that out. They did say I could go in and help myself. I don't think I can because I can't carry a keg. But here we go. We'll press the button. Whoa, it zips up. Now there's not a lot in here right now because they have been going out doing, yes there is. Holy cow guys, look at this. We have cans of Bella Strada right there. We have all the other beers they do. We have all their kegs. This area is quite enormous. They're keeping their hops over here. Some of the hops that they use are stored in this area. We're in their loading dock, and this remains closed at most times. However, when they need to, this is where the mobile canner comes in, because currently they don't have their own canning system, but it's a beautiful way to get in. Plenty of area that they can just get their trucks in, right up to the level of the brewery. Let's wander over and see if we can find out what they're brewing.
We start off here with the mash mixer. So we bring the mash, the grain in from the grist paste here, gets hydrated, comes in here, gets mixed up in there. We can do all our temperature steps in here, which is something we could do at the other place, but not as effectively as we can do it here. So we mix it there until it's all converted. Gets pumped over to here, which is a separate Laura ton, and we can separate the wort from the grain here, and then that gets pumped over here to the kettle, and we're at kettle full now. We've got like 23 barrels in there, which is, you know, twice what we could do at Art History. And I'm just waiting for this to come up to a boil. We'll boil in there, add our hops, and then we send it over to here, which is a separate whirlpool. So it gets spun around in there, all the hops get separated out, and from here we send it through the heat exchanger, cool it down, and pump it into the fermenters. It's a 20 barrel system. So we can either do 20 barrels or we have 40 barrel fermenters, so we can do a double batch and do 40 barrels as well. That's 7 pounds, but total we're probably going to add about, I think about 30 pounds total to this beer. Dry hop it as well. Pretty much right on there, temperature-wise. We're at 12.3, so we'll pick up a little bit in the kettle. That'll give us our final gravity.
So you got a big computer screen here. What does it all tell you?
So right now there's different screens. Right now I'm on the kettle screen, so I'm waiting for it to come up to temperature. It's telling me how much is in there and what the temperature's at, and then I can go, this is asking me a question. So it's saying, confirm the spent grain is removed, which we haven't done yet. And then whirlpool screen, this will be the next thing when we transfer from the kettle over to the whirlpool. And then I basically just push play, and it just goes through the whole sequence pretty much by itself.
Is this easier than you've ever done before?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Which way do you prefer?
This is good. I'm too old to be lugging hoses and shit around now. So.
So what we have here are our horizontals, and we have 420 barrel and 240 barrel horizontals. The beer spends approximately 6 weeks in these, after about 2 weeks in primary fermentation. So we have about an 8-week start to finish on beer. Sometimes it's a little longer, sometimes it's a little shorter depending on the style. Spending a little bit more time in here than it did at the original art history location, and we're getting the flavor profiles that we really were looking for out of these tanks. Very happy with them. On this side is our primary. We have 420 barrel primary fermenters, conicals, and we have 240 barrel primary fermenters as well. So this is where the beer spends its first couple of weeks before it goes to the horizontals. And in case of lagers, it's horizontals. In case of its ales, it'll only spend a short time in horizontal before it goes to packaging. We use the horizontals as bright tanks in that case when we are doing ales here. So one of the things you have to be careful of when you're managing these 2,000 or 2,200 pound totes is any weakness in the seam, and you'll get a little bit of grain leakage. So some of the malt has been resolved through a very creative use of duct tape. But everything comes through here through our super sack or tote into basically the system that pulls it into our mill room. And this is where the malt gets cracked open and sent on its way to the grist case above the mash tun. We have a 4-roll mill here. Basically allows us to get a crush that's dialed in as best as we can and as much as we need to get the best extraction of sugars from the malt.
These things usually come in ways of a slide gate, or in this case it's kind of like a butterfly valve. And this, the butterfly valve, sometimes you get, there we go. That's a little bit better.
So in here you have our working lab. We do two types of testing in here. First is just our basic testing for ABV, IBU, basically SRM. We do that through a variety of different devices, including our beer lab here. And then if there's any reason to do microbiology testing, we do have a biohazard hood that we'll use for testing and doing plating and other types of microbiological evaluations. But it's a little cramped in here, got a lot of stuff going on. Just kind of getting up and running. It's been only been about a month since we started pulling beer off the line, so work in progress, but pretty happy with the array of instruments we have here to stay on top of things.